101.5 FM, the mother of community radio stations in Africa. Thomas Eric is my name. I'm going to be with you up until the hour of 4. And thanks so much for choosing us for your audio pleasure. So like what I said a couple of songs ago, that I'm going to be joined by the one Monique Hellenberg. She is on the line with us through her years. Monique always had a desire, the passion for music. She even completed the BM in jazz at the University of Cape Town University in 2048 in her path to a performance career in jazz. She has performed with many jazz groups such as, there's a lot. I think because she's here, she's going to elaborate more on that. Good afternoon, Monique. Welcome to Bush Radio.
Good afternoon, Thomas. Thank you for having me.
Good. And how's your money going?
It's going well, actually. It's been pretty full so far, but a very productive Monday. Yeah. How about you?
Yeah, we're trying. It's all good to try. All right, let's jump straight into it. Can you tell us more about your journey into the world of music? What inspired you to pursue this creative outlet?
Wow. There's so many things, but I would say the main thing is I've always just had the desire from a very, very young age to be a singer. It's just been a calling since a very, very young age, and I've followed that passion and that calling. But yeah, when I was very little, my dad used to play guitar for myself and my siblings, and we loved it. We used to sing along. He used to sing to us, and we'd sing along. My mom, of course, used to sing to us too, and she used to sing in the Eon group in Cape Town as well. So there's some musical genes there.
Oh, it runs in the blood.
Yes. And my older sister, Helga, she used to sing in school productions when she was in high school at St. Cyprian's. And she used to play a lot of the lead roles in the musicals. And I used to go and watch and was always very inspired by her as well. The person who had inspired me to actually study music was Tina Scow. She's a singer from Cape Town, a singer-songwriter in jazz, folk music. And she came to our school one day and she sang some original music for us. And she told us a little bit about what it was like to be in the industry. And I was in grade 11 at that time, and I just knew from that point, if this woman of color from Cape Town, from a similar background to me, if she can do this, then I can do it too. And that was a defining moment on the studying side of singing and music.
Interesting. You were deeply fascinated with the initiative of pursuing your dreams, that you even studied jazz. My first question, why jazz in particular?
Well, I actually wanted to study R&B music, to be honest, but there was nowhere in our country where one could study that. And jazz was the closest option to that, and that is why I studied it. And I had learned a little bit about it in high school, very little, and I liked it. And going into university, I really fell in love with it.
So can you tell us how studying has helped you to broaden your career in jazz performances?
It's been helpful because I have a background in the music theory. I understand the language that musicians use as well. So it helps me to be able to communicate what I want in the music with my fellow musicians. And I also play a little bit of piano. I've learned a little bit of a number of different instruments. I can't play them very well, but I understand a little bit of how
it works.
Most instruments work. So it helps me to be more empathetic to my fellow musicians. And I think that has really been very, very helpful on my journey. In addition to that, of course, I learned more about singing technique and about how to phrase in jazz music. It's a very specific way of phrasing, and learning how to improvise using quite a methodical approach, which is quite interesting. It's not the only approach. It's one approach I've learned there, and learned about many of the great artists and imitated them as a student so that I could hopefully be as great as them one day.
As they are. Interesting.
Yes.
Checking out your profile, you've had many collaborations in your career, working with many artists such as John Cooper Big Band and Goldfish, just to mention a few. What is it like to share creative ideas with other collaborators?
When I was younger, if I'm honest, I sometimes found it difficult because I didn't always know how to communicate, But after studying and all of that, it made it a lot easier. And growing older especially, I'm not as attached to my ideas as when I was younger. When I was younger, it's like, oh, this is my idea and it must be like this and that's it. And everyone else must fit into that. And I think now that I'm older, I see the value of everybody else's contributions and how actually we all need each other to make great things. And just in life in general, we need each other, and that is the same in music.
Great. A lot of creatives come across challenges in their careers that they overcome, and sometimes they do not. What would you say has been your toughest challenge that you would say shaped you to the person you are now, and what lessons did you take away from that experience?
I'll tell you my greatest personal challenge and my greatest business-related challenge. The most difficult personal challenge in my life, which of course would have affected my creativity and my music, was when my twin sister passed away when I was 17 years old.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah.
That is the most difficult personal thing that I've had to deal with in my life. In terms of music and business, it's something that's still there. There's so many gray areas in the business, and there's so many middlemen in the business. And I find it's people are not always transparent about how things work or sharing of their ideas. When they make it big, they do really well, and then they keep that knowledge to themselves. And, it's difficult to get answers out of people sometimes. Having said that, it's not, everyone who's like that. And I've also come across a couple of gems of people who have been the opposite of that. And I strive to be like that, even with the process of having written and recorded and released Saw It, Wrote It, Got It. I love sharing the knowledge with my students, and I tell them, this is how I did this. You can do it too. It's actually not rocket science. This is how you do it. And I really hope that everyone will start, all musicians and all teachers will start to just make it easier for people coming after us instead of, I don't know if it's, if people see younger people as a threat. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's just a guess. But that we can, start to just live into the fact that there's room for all of us.
Oh, yes.
Otherwise, there wouldn't be so many of us on this planet. There's room for all of us. We all are unique and different. So let's help each other to grow so that, you know, things are wonderful for everyone and not just a handful of people.
Your latest single, Saw It, Wrote It, Got It, is out now. And congratulations.
Thank you.
And it has been 3 years since the last time you released music, if I'm correct. What is the motive behind the comeback?
So, this has been about 12 years since I have released my own original single that I've written, actually. So, yeah, but I've done many collaborations in between. But the reason for writing the music is just it's something I've been wanting to do for a while. I was busy with other things on my career path during the last 12 years, including lecturing, including living all over the world, working in international hotels, performing. And that took up all of my time and my focus. And I was learning so much at the time. And I feel like now I've consolidated, you know, a lot of that learning, and I'm able to create again and share it with the world. Also, I applied for some funding with SAMPRA, and that has also made it possible, you know, financially to be able to record this new song. And that has just helped so much.
And can we safely say that there is more coming on its way?
Oh, yes.
Maybe an album or an EP. Yeah.
Possibly. But for now, I will say there are definitely more songs in the pipeline, but keep your eyes peeled to my Instagram, to my Facebook, to my TikTok, and all the information will be on there. And I'll reveal it step by step.
All right. Okay. We'll be waiting. So for those who want to wait, what are the socials?
They're simply under my full name, which is Monique Hellenberg, with the B-E-R-G. And yes, it's on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Twitter. Those are my socials.
And streaming platforms, where do people get your music?
They can get my music from Apple Music, from Spotify, from YouTube, and you know, most of the time it's a free download on those sites. They can also purchase the track if they'd like to support me financially in that way. On bandcamp.com. It's a great website that really supports artists. Yes, so please check it out.
Well, Monique, thank you so much for coming through, and all the best in your music career. And we'll be waiting for the latest projects that are coming.
Thank you so much, Thomas, and thank you so much once again to you and to Bush Radio for having me. Thank you to all the listeners who have tuned in as well. I'm very, very grateful, and I hope you like the song.
Yes, it's called Saw It, Wrote It, Got It, and I'm going to play it now on 89.5 FM.
just want